Hello everybody, this is Monstertaming coming at you with another Get Your Face newsletter. Sorry I'm a little bit late on this one, but we're doing the January 14th newsletter. Starting things off, we have an update to our timeline. Excuse me. Over the past few weeks, we've spent some time planning the future steps for SkyMo Studios' Get Your Fates. A larger part that has been redirecting our timeline, reflecting our timeline. While we've been making steady progress for the past 2 years, we're determined that the release date listed during our Kickstarter no longer matches our current projections for the game's full release. This is partly due to needing to restart our code bait after the Kickstarter to include co-op stretch goal, and partly because certain key milestones took longer than we expected. Our current plans are to push the combat beta a few months back to early 2023, and to move the full release of Kindred Fates to 2024. As we get closer to these dates, we'll reevaluate our goals and let you know if we need to make any more changes. We know this will be time well spent, and the final results will be much better for it. In the meantime, we'll be continuing to update the combat arena regularly. This announcement is coming later than intended. It should have been in our previous newsletter with our Steam page, which already showed the new release date. We're sorry for confusion this may have caused. Thank you for your understanding. Rest assured that everyone on the team is getting the project their all, and make it the absolute best it can be. Here we have some information on the combat arena. So progress for both the next kinfolk and the next map are well underway. That's very, very exciting, both of those prospects. We've had an input buffer for melee attacks, a long quest feature. Melee attacks such as swipes, earth swipe, slash, crescent strike now have an input buffer so that inputs for combo-based melee attacks aren't unintentionally stacked. That's very nice. Fix multiple bugs, made improvements for abilities such as hook, explosion, teleport, and rock wall. Wonderful. I know there's some explosion bug, but I can't remember exactly what it was. It hasn't really happened to me much, but I know all the other bugs that they mentioned pretty well. Fixed issue with duplicate projectiles appearing for basic attacks. Yep, that was definitely something that happened. That happened almost every game. Made changes some abilities to help improve the fluidity of combat. We'll expand on this more in the next patch notes. Sounds interesting. Some of our developers were focused on fixing bugs. The features we currently have planned for single player: fixed problems with shrine icons not showing on the map, fixed various crashes in the dungeon boss's room, and made some changes to props in our cutscenes. Remember that they should not be visible once the cutscenes end. And we've been implementation of flying character controller for our flying kin, focused on early stages, becoming along quickly. Here's a peek at taking off and hovering. So, to do a little analysis of this, it would seem that takes a big chunk of stamina, kind of like a jump when you first do it, and then it slowly drains your stamina as you go on, as you continue flying, which is it's an interesting way to do things. I wonder if you're going to be able to attack or not, because that if you can attack while flying, that's obviously going to be powerful, but if you can't attack while flying, then it's going to be very limited in its uses. So those are two different directions that you got to consider. Like with Kubers, for example, or Cubers, for example, I played a little bit of that. It's another real-time combat monstertaming game that's also an alpha. They have flying creatures in there, and some attacks are usable while flying, and some aren't. And their flying is it's all right. You know, their flying creatures aren't like overpowered or anything. So I'm curious to see what direction Kindred Fates takes with that. They've implemented 26 new basic attacks this week. That sounds like I would like to know what they mean by that a little bit more in detail. Like 26 new basic attacks. Does that mean like fire burst for Ember and light burst for Lumala and stuff like that? They like 26 new versions of those. Because if so, that's going to be pretty cool to see that not every fire and light kinfolk will have those generic fire burst stuff. Maybe there'll be some variation on swipes, like fire swipes or something. That'd be cool to see. We added a rudimentary sprinting system. At the moment, it's way too fast and unlimited by stamina, but it makes getting around a breeze until mounts are implemented. We've been improving the archiver for the game save system. It restores save files more reliably, and our testers are able to keep the same save file across new builds, so they don't have to start from scratch every time. The writing team has been focused on fleshing out details for individual missions in the story. They're taking care to make sure each mission of the game's story feels fresh and interesting, which is all nice. Those I like it that they're spending extra time on fleshing out the details of the individual missions and their stories and stuff. Hope that there's going to be good, meaningful choices in the game. You don't really see that enough. And then thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time on January 28th. Overall, it seems we are getting some tiny bits of information that are particularly juicy. The biggest bit is, if you didn't already know, the game has been delayed, and I believe this is the first time we've been informed the beta has been delayed. So that's important information for everyone to keep in mind when you're considering purchasing the beta, particularly because that I know a lot of people are looking forward to the beta and they wanted to wait until the beta instead of the alpha, so it will be a little bit later before that comes out. That's an important piece to understand. And if you do decide to purchase the alpha, I can personally give it my endorsement and say that there's a small but dedicated community that plays the alpha regularly, so you shouldn't have too much problem finding games. But until next time, this has been Monstertaming Bisloba, signing off. Hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye, God bless, and see you next time. Bye-bye.